I'm the secondary e-learning advisor for the Eastern region. I've put together 3 videos just to support your learning in relation to the use of a Google site to support your cross-regional ESL PLC. I hope you find them useful. Just going to exit out of this presentation and take you into a replica of the site that you will be doing essentially all of your work in. You can see it's a Google site, and presently it's essentially a skeleton. So we have the home page as indicated by the word home up here, and then we have a number of PLC leaders across the top here for which there will be sub pages under each of these headings. First video that we're doing is going to take you through uploading an image and including that in your Google site, and how you add external links to a site. So first things first, I'm going to edit the page, and you can see I get my standard editing toolbar that many of you will be familiar with in Google Docs, so the consistency is quite useful there. You can see that we have the insert menu, and again there's a great deal of consistency across the Google platform. You can see that there's options to do things like clear formatting. So if you copy and paste some text out of a website that has formatting, you know, black background, white text, those sorts of things, that function will clear the formatting, so that's quite useful. And other text related functions there, align left, align center, etc. Got the opportunity to align things in tables on your page, which can be often useful. Obviously setting up the different page layout, so if you have 2 columns on a page or 3, I'll leave those sorts of things up to you. So to take you through the first little skill, if you like, I'm going to go to insert and I'm going to click on image. So there's 2 options here. You can upload an image, so that would mean the image would need to be pre-saved on the hard drive of your computer. So if I click on upload images, you can see I can just go straight to my desktop, and for instance I might choose that small little GIF there, which is a image file. I hit open, and that now will insert that image into the page. Once you've inserted it in the page, you have control over it. That's the original size of that image, so I can change it to large, to medium, or to small. Similarly, I can align that in the different parts of the page. So we've got left, we've got center, and we've got right. Should you wish to wrap text around the image, this is where your wrap on and wrap off function is. And so again, if I align that over to the right hand side, this would allow me to add text as I go down. So that's inserting an image that is previously saved. One of the other useful aspects of inserting an image is from a web address or a URL, a uniform resource location. So if I click on that, I'm going to go to our intranet, and so for instance I want to include this image because I think this is an important aspect in terms of our ESL learner, this concept of inclusion. I'm going to include that in our Google site. So you can see I've clicked on the right mouse, clicked on the image here, and I'm going to copy image URL. I'm going to go back to our page here, and I'm going to paste that in and hit OK. Now, just a word of warning, you can see here it says this concept of using others' images on the web without their permission is not really permissible. Okay, so it's just it's good practice to try and use images that are covered by things like a Creative Commons license. I won't talk too much about it now, but they are often images that can be freely used in your site without any sort of fear of breaching copyright. So let's just assume from the office we have permission to use this image at the moment. So we're going to click OK, and you can see there that that has embedded the image within our Google site. Similarly, I can change the size as we did with our first image from small, medium and large. Okay, So again, the wrapping, we can play around with that, and that will allow the text to essentially wrap around the image. You can see here the option to go to link. So this would be useful if I wanted to use this image as a hyperlink to another website or another page within your site structure. So I'll click on that. I'm just going to change that, and you can see here that it gives me the opportunity to put in a new address. So I'll just go with the trusty favourite smh.com.au. I'm going to open this link in a new window, and again, if you're hyperlinking to an external site, it's good web practice to open that link in a new window. That way the user can interact with the information, close that, and they've still got that main site open. So we click OK, and so this now will be hyperlinked once I save it. So after any changes that you make with your Google site, you need to save it at the top here, and this now becomes a live site. So you can click on that, and you can see that that's taking me to the Sydney Morning Herald. I close that, and you can see that this site is still intact. So two ways you can insert images into your Google site. The next thing I'll show you is adding links to an external site. Okay, so again, you've seen the way that I've used an image as a hyperlink to a site. So the other way of doing it is by simply just using some hypertext. So for instance, if we had a heading here called ESL useful websites, then if this site was one of them, I can copy that in there, I can paste it, and at the moment you can see that that is not a hyperlink. There's one of two ways to do this. You can click on the link there, and that then turns that into a hyperlink, and by default it will open in a new window. Okay. By changing this, again, text to display, I could change what it actually displays on that page. So it might be CEO teaches ESL. Okay, so you can see that will work nicely for me. The other way of doing an external link would be the New South Wales Department of Education Training ESL guidelines. Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick search for those. Okay, they're the ones that I'm after. It didn't really open how I wanted it to. Okay, so what I could do here is I could copy that link address, come back to my site, again using the chain key. I'm not linking to a sites page, but rather a web address, and I'm pasting that web address in, opening that in a new window, and that will now take me to the ESL guidelines for the DET. So two ways there that you could add hyperlinks to your site. Remember, any changes that you make to your site needs to be saved. Hopefully that captures the essence of inserting images and inserting links into your Google site.